Hello, I'm Lauren Markham. You're watching AFL RIVERINA TV. Crows are flying high, taking top spot on the RFL ladder, and we've been on the road to get the inside story. In part one of our special on Leeton-Whitton, we take a look at their remarkable turnaround this season, driven by some quality footballers coming home, some experienced talent coming along for the ride, and their combination with the classy kids already at the Crows.
Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed this season. Last season was a bit disappointing, you know. We lost a few players, and it was kind of a developing year with a lot of the young fellas. But it's good that a lot of us have stuck around, and we got a few ex-locals back from Canberra, and no, it's been a really good season so far.
There's probably people that weren't sure where the club was at last year, and I know Dave threw a lot of young blokes into the deep end, and so that's sort of paying off now, and it's good to give ourselves a chance. I mean, the first thing is to make the finals, and then once we get there, hopefully make a bit of noise.
The disappointing thing was losing a lot, but we learnt so much in regards to what standard we need to be at, and we all worked hard during the pre-season, and yeah, it's really shown this year now that we're playing a really good standard of football.
I'm really enjoying it. I've always intended on coming back and playing another year with the Crows just to get that 150 games up. But with this year, with the recruiting going so well, getting the Canberra boys and Dan from Melbourne, I thought it'd be a really good time to come back and hopefully play in a grand final.
Yeah, well, Dave threw a lot of kids in last year in the deep end, and they responded really well. And we've got some really good talent with some of the young blokes, Lucas Moline, Mitch Hardie, some guys like that, the two Evans boys, Daniel and Ty Evans, young Sam Hopper. The list goes on. They've shown a lot this year, and good on them.
I always knew they were coming through the ranks, coming through the juniors. You'd hear little bits and pieces about them, and then being able to play with them this year, it's really it's been interesting just watching them develop, even over just since the start of the year to now.
Yeah, I think that they've enjoyed it, having a few old heads around just to support them, and maybe they can learn a thing or two, and that was sort of the idea, was to bring a few old heads back and see if we could impart a bit of knowledge and help the club move forward.
He's a quality player, you know. He's won premierships in the VFL, like reserve, NEFL. So, you know, Tobe certainly one of those local players who, for whatever reason, he didn't get picked up with an AFL club, but he's highly regarded. Anyone you speak of doesn't matter where you go, they know of Toby Conroy, and he's just a quality bloke, and it's been great that he's prepared to give back to his home club, which is, along with Mitch Hardie, that's been a tremendous boost for the club.
They emphasise a lot on your decision making, and just taking that extra bit of caution with your decision, because Toby, he's really good with his hands, and he just takes everything in his stride and goes really good with the football. So no, I've learned a lot off him in particular, just with the decision making and having time with the footy.
What about having blokes like Toby and Neil travelling across from Canberra? What have they brought to the club this year?
Oh, they're very experienced, these boys. They just playing at that standard, and then bringing that here, and just having their physical presence, and it's just amazing. Everyone around them, their own game lifts and their confidence, so it's very handy.
It's been such a good experience, you know. They're NEFL players, you know. It's a really good standard of football, and they were lucky enough to win a premiership together, and so they've brought all that knowledge back here and shared it with us young fellas, so it's been really good experience.
I just told them that it's a small town, and everyone is really supportive and gets behind the club, and it's something different. Like, a lot of those guys played a lot of footy in Canberra, and it was a new challenge for them, and something they hadn't experienced. So I offered a bit of a challenge, and they were keen to accept. So yeah, it was good.
Have they enjoyed it?
I think so. Yeah, they seem to have enjoyed it. It's a bit more sort of social and a bit more sort of passionate out here than it probably has been in Canberra the last few years. So I think they've enjoyed the atmosphere and the camaraderie, and also the rivalries between some of the clubs. So it's good. Oh, I think so. I think some of the boys enjoy a bit of heckling, so I think they can give as good as they get. So I'm sure they'll be will take it in good spirits and have a good time with it.
Those guys, I couldn't have asked for them to fit in any better than they have. They're all good mates, and I think that's half the battle. They've played a lot of footy together. And they've just brought it in to a young side, and look, the young guys all look up to them, and it really probably has even worked better than I'd hoped.
They're just good, honest, down-to-earth blokes. You know, they're passionate about their footy and they're prepared to impart some knowledge on the young blokes. So, you know, for them it wasn't a cash grab. It was about, you know, getting there and helping the team out. And they've got a lot of experience, so to be able to share that experience with a young group and enjoy some success.
Crows gun Toby Conroy there, finishing part 1 of our special on Leeton-Whitton. In part 2, as the club gets set to celebrate 20 years, we'll focus on coach David Moline and the contributions of other key players. That's next week on AFL Riverina TV.